Okay, so for those of you that missed the little lesson on how to make a cube, I'm going to teach you right now. So you just need to start by making a square. So I'm going to make my square over here. I have a straight line like that. And then I just fold my paper over so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, see? There's my square. And then I'm going to make a straight line coming up, like that, and then straight line on this side. Okay, and then we put a line across the top, like that, just a square. That's all you start out with. Okay, this is the front face of my cube, and now I'm going to put in a dot in the upper left corner. We call this dot VP1, vanishing point 1. All right. Now we have in our square a corner down here, a corner up here, 2, 3 corners. So we're going to take them all to the vanishing point. So I'm going to use my ruler and I line up that first bottom corner with the vanishing point, and I draw a line to the vanishing point. Then I do it with the second corner, like this. We call this drawing in 1-point perspective because there's only one vanishing point and all of our lines go to it. See, don't let your ruler move, you're in charge. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to make a straight line. You get to choose how far out you want it to go. I'm going to put mine right there, up and down. All right, now from this point here, we take our ruler and we make a horizontal line across, like that, see? And now we can erase out these lines here because they were just guidelines to help us get the cube in perspective. Okay. There, now I have a cube drawn in 1-point perspective. Now I can take some time to shade. So I'm going to put that probably second value called the core shadow over here on this face of the cube. I'm pushing hard with my pencil, but I'm not pushing as hard as I would when I do the cast shadow. We know that the cast shadow has to be the darkest. Shading, taking my time, staying inside the lines as best I can. Then I can blend a bit with my finger. See? Okay, make sure I have nice edges. And then I can do a little bit of shading across the top here, this way. Now, my sun is over here. Let's see if I can draw it. So this is where my sun is. My sun is over here. So the sun is striking my cube kind of on the right-hand side. So I'm going to leave some highlight over here. I'm not going to shade it all the way. Just a little bit, maybe about halfway over. Okay. Then I can do a little bit of shading on the front face of the cube. So I kind of put my pencil on its belly. Okay, I'm going to push hard here on this edge because I want everyone to see that. And then I'm going to kind of shade across, but not all the way across that front face because we know that part of it needs to be white for the highlight. And we can blend. Okay, and now for the shadow. The cast shadow is the darkest value, and on cubes it kind of comes from the bottom and it comes out like this. Okay, and we're going to push really hard for the cast shadow because it must be the darkest value. It's got to be the darkest one, so you really want to shade that in and make it very, very dark. Like that. So I'm pushing nice and hard with the pencil, making sure I create that number 1 on the value scale that we did this morning. Okay, now I have my cube, and then I can start to make my robot. I can add a cylinder here. Remember we learned how to draw cylinders. Put that cylinder up there, and then I could put a head on the robot. Okay, I could put maybe some spheres down here, and I can shade those just like we learned. Remember, we have some side of it is darker, and then we blend, and then we get kind of that nice rounded, realistic shape. We keep this part over here white because that's where the highlight is. Okay, there's my sphere, and then I can add another cylinder down there for the legs for my robot. All right, have fun.